Hello, people. Welcome to another episode of Grand Football TV. Yeah, the Premier League's back. Whew, boy, are we glad it's back. And yes, we are in game week 30, and it's gonna be all guns blazing, everyone happy to be back watching the Premier League games. At least we'll not have any more interruptions until the end of the season. And it is crunch time for all those at the top and all those at the bottom. So we'll go straight into it as we look at the games coming up this weekend and what are the possibilities of wins or losses or draws in each game. So the first game we'll be looking at is Bournemouth versus Everton. Everton, who obviously were deducted points and given back some of those points, but they're still, flirting with relegation at the moment, so they would definitely want to go to Bournemouth and try and win this game, but it won't be that easy. I mean, it's not going to be easy for both teams, especially after an international break. No one knows the state of how the teams are going to be. But the only consolation for both teams is I don't think they had too many people going out on international break. So that might have helped. So this period, they might have trained very well, preparing themselves for this game. So I am going with a Bournemouth win, only because they're at home and obviously they've got some dangerous players there, in the likes of Solanke and Semenyo. And obviously Billingston also, if he's part of what is happening, he might also be a threat. Don't forget, Everton have their own threat as well, but they're not very, very good away from home. So this might just be too much for them, especially after the international break, getting themselves together. So I'm going with a Bournemouth win for that one. And then we have Chelsea. Chelsea will play Burnley. Burnley. I don't think the Burnley striker would be eligible for this one. Fofana, he's been in good form for Burnley lately, so I reckon Burnley might be shut up front because he's been the main man since he joined them in January. So I'm just looking at Chelsea going away with this one with a win. Chelsea need to keep on winning now. They need to keep that confidence going. I mean, the international break, you're not sure if he had done them any good or bad, and how many of the players are coming back from international break all hale and hearty. So we'll see how that one goes, but I'm going with a Chelsea win as well for that one. And then we have Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. That's supposed to be a very interesting game. Both teams looking to get a win from this one. Nottingham Forest, remember, this is their first game since they've been deducted points, I think. So they would definitely want to do what Everton did when they were first deducted points. Just try and keep, getting the W's on the table. And by the time you know it, you're not worried about relegation anymore. So I think this game would be very, very important for Nottingham Forest, especially in front of their fans. So I'm thinking Nottingham Forest might just turn up for this one. And Crystal Palace, it might just be too much for them. I'm thinking it will be a slim win, but Nottingham Forest might just nick it. So I'm going with a Nottingham Forest win for that one. Then we have Sheffield United versus Fulham. Sheffield United versus Fulham. Sheffield, their hopes of staying in the Premier League are constantly fading away with every game. So this game, they just come in and hope that as they come in, they try and just prove to their fans that they still have that fighting spirit in them. And we'll see how that goes. But Fulham, are a team you can't really predict. 1 minute they're doing really well, the next minute they're not. But just before the break, they were in good form. So you never know what's going to happen after a break like this. So I think that Fulham would probably still come back strong. You know, that confidence from before the break, they would bring it into this game. And Sheffield United might be a very, very good way to prove that they are, here to stay. So I reckon Fulham will get an away win. Fulham with an away win. Then we have Tottenham. Tottenham will play Luton. Tottenham versus Luton. You would expect on paper, Tottenham should win that one easy. But it's never easy in the Premier League. It's never easy in any game in the Premier League. So this one, I think Tottenham will win, but it won't be as easy as they would think. I don't know how many of the players who were injured for Luton are back. I don't know if their main guy up front is back. If he is, then it'd be a tougher one for Tottenham to crack, because he's their main man at the bio, and he would probably get a goal. Barkley is in good form. You probably, want to prove that he deserves a call-up for England as well. So he'll probably have a good game, especially against a big club like Tottenham. So, but I still think Tottenham would come out winners of this one. Tottenham will beat Luton. Then the West Midlands Derby is Aston Villa versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. That's a West Midland derby, and you never know what happens in these derbies. But Aston Villa at home, there's something they're fighting for. They're fighting for top four. So I think they would come out in this one. I don't know how fit Ollie Watkins is and all the rest of their players that went on international break, if they all came back unscathed. But if they did, then this would be a very, very interesting one. Wolverhampton have had their own share of injuries as well, and I don't know how many of those players are back for this game, but if most of them are back, especially the likes of Cunha, who was banging in goals before he got injured, Wolverhampton could be a threat. I can't call this one, guys. I can't call it. So I'm going to go with a draw. Normally, derbies are always difficult to call because it doesn't matter how well you play. When it's a derby, all that is out the window. So Wolverhampton versus Aston Villa versus Wolverhampton, I'm going for a draw. I can't split both of them. Then we have Brentford. Brentford versus Man United. Brentford versus Man United. Oh, Man United, they need to start winning games if they need to make that top four. Brentford, they're starting to go further down the table, so they would also want to win this game. They would also want to make sure that they're not, fighting for relegation at the end of the season and hoping for points from other people. So this is a game that they would want to take seriously, and it might shock you guys. I'm going with a Brentford win. Brentford might just surprise Man United and beat them at home. So I'm going for a Brentford win against Man United. And then we have Liverpool. Liverpool versus Brighton Hove Albion. This should be a very interesting game. Both managers play good football, and obviously Liverpool are fighting for the title. Brighton, they haven't been at their best this season. Going out in Europe as well. Now, this is their only, concentration now to make sure they finish as high as they can. And they normally give Liverpool a very good game, but the players who normally would do that are either injured or not at the club anymore, the likes of Trossard and Mitoma. So you never know what's going to happen in this game. I don't think Solly March is back from his injury. He normally plays well when he plays against Liverpool. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm going for a Liverpool win. I think Liverpool would do it and win this one. So Liverpool win for me against Brighton Hove Albion. Then the star game of the weekend. The star game of the weekend. Manchester City versus Arsenal. Man City versus Arsenal. Boy, that game's gonna be fire. But I don't know. I can't call it, guys. I can't call it. My heart wants Arsenal to win, obviously, as an Arsenal fan. But you never know in these kind of games. You never know. The team has to turn up. Arsenal need the win to make everyone realize that they are serious about going for the title this season. These are the kind of games you need to win. But Man City, we all know them. They're the top dogs. So it might be very, very difficult to try and break them. So it's difficult for me to call, guys. It's my team, Arsenal, but I'm going to go with, you know what, I'll stick my neck out there. Arsenal win. Arsenal with an away win. A very slim win. It might be a last minute winner, but Arsenal, I'm going for a win. I think they're going to this game at the Etihad more confident than we've ever been in other seasons going into the game. So I reckon Arsenal would go there and get a result and, send a message to everyone. So yeah, that's the breakdown of game week 30, guys. Let us know in the comment section who you think are going to win the games this weekend, or who's your standout game for the weekend. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you at the next one. Bye for now.